Some big news is going around for Jey versus Gunther, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's new for Bianca, Rhea Ripley, and more. Starting things off with the latest for Jey and Gunther, new reports claim that the men's triple threat match was never penciled in as the Night 1 main event spot. What was penciled in to be the main event of Night 1 was Jey versus Gunther for the world title, but the reports claim that the negative fan perception around the Jey versus Gunther match is what allegedly pulled them away from that being the main event. The report also claims that since neither of the women's world title matches had crazy momentum to their stories, the Night 1 main event fell into the laps of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. It's a pretty big moment because this year is the first time since 2018 that neither Royal Rumble winner will be main eventing the show. From 2019 to 2024, at least one of the two Royal Rumble winners always main evented one of the two nights of WrestleMania. But that streak officially comes to an end with WrestleMania 41, since both Jey and Charlotte will be nowhere near the main event spots, despite winning their respective Royal Rumble matches. It's unfortunate for the Royal Rumble winners. They have world titles on the line in their matches, but this non-title men's triple threat match still had higher levels of fan intrigue and interest. Ever since January, when Jey first won the Royal Rumble, everyone has been waiting for that big storyline moment to really deepen the feud, and it looks like it finally came with just over 2 weeks left until WrestleMania. Jimmy faced off against Gunther to stand up for both his brother Jey and the family, and everyone could have seen where that was going. Gunther was in control of the whole match, toyed with Jimmy by breaking the pin several times, and then finally brutally attacked Jimmy after the match had ended, while Jey was cuffed to the turnbuckle and forced to watch without being able to do anything. It took a while to get to this point, but finally they attempted to add some depth to that story. If you feel like you've seen this before, it's because we basically saw them use this similar narrative back during the build-up for SummerSlam 2023. Roman Reigns brutally took out Jimmy, and it served as extra motivation and fuel for Jey to try and beat Roman. Similar idea here again. Jimmy is being used like a plot device to motivate Jey's character and to deepen the story, because now it's not about just proving the doubters wrong and winning his first world title, but now Jey is fighting for his brother's honor as well. So that whole attack angle really adds that extra layer to the story. Last time they did something like this, Jimmy returned to screw Jey out of the world title, and that really confused a lot of fans. So hopefully that does not happen again, and Jimmy will be actually supporting his brother all the way through the match. But it was an interesting story moment because Jimmy and Jey have a similar ring style and moveset, and look at where that got Jimmy Uso at with a match against Gunther. So it's also meant to plant some seeds of doubt even in the fans' heads as well. Like, can Jey really do this and defeat Gunther after what he just did to Jimmy? It may not be the main event, but it'll still be fun to watch play out. Now let's turn our attention back to the women's triple threat match at WrestleMania, and more specifically Bianca Belair. Bianca has become a very interesting character because we know she's going through a lot mentally right now that has her looking quite villainous at certain times. Such is the situation with her former best friends, Naomi and Jade Cargill. You would have thought that after learning the truth about the attack, that Bianca would stick around and try to make sense of everything and be the peacemaker, but that wasn't what Bianca did at all. Instead, she just completely and instantly removed herself out of that situation the second she learned the truth. Naomi and Jade may not agree on much nowadays, but that's a point that they've both made in recent weeks on social media, that if they really were sisters to Bianca, she would at least show her face on SmackDown and try to help their situation. But Bianca is not doing that, which is turning both of those friends against her even more and viewing Bianca as a selfish individual. So you already got Bianca looking a bit questionable there because of that scenario. And even lately on Raw for over 3 weeks now, in the overseas shows, there continues to be a growing amount of boos for Bianca Belair. But it's hard to tell if the fans are booing Bianca for storyline related reasons, or maybe they're just booing her because it's overseas crowds and they like Iyo and Rhea's characters a bit more. It's impossible to tell. But once the shows return to the States, we'll get a bigger sample size of how exactly the fans feel about Bianca's recent decisions and actions. The biggest action Bianca did that once again pushed her to that gray area was with the March 31st edition of Raw. Bianca Belair was the special guest referee for Rhea and Iyo's title match, which ended in double disqualification after Bianca called for the bell to end the match. That might have not been a full heel turn for Bianca Belair overall, but it surely was a heel turn for the rest of the night to the London crowd. They all fully turned against Bianca after that moment took place. booing her offense and cheering whenever anyone attacked her and laid her out, even literally cheering for Rhea Ripley to hit Bianca with multiple moves. So it was a heel turn for the rest of that single night. But how about overall going forward? It's not really a heel turn because she did let a lot slide in the match. She was kicked out of the ring, dived on, slapped and more, and never called for the bell right away. It was long after all that when she decided to rule it a disqualification. Obviously, no fan wants to see a match, especially a title match, end in disqualification, so that will get some heat on the referee. But at least in Bianca's case here, you can understand where she's coming from. She left a couple of things slide as accidents, but when it just kept happening, she felt like it was on purpose. So she decided to screw them both out of the match, and not really screw the both of them because Sky still keeps the title in the WrestleMania match. It was really only Rhea Ripley that got immensely screwed here and basically lost everything. So that's another element and layer that makes you really wonder if that also played a role in Bianca calling for the disqualification. Ever since this program really kicked off, Rhea's main claim has been that Bianca is purposely avoiding a singles match against her. That's why she was rooting for Sky during the first title match, and you can argue maybe that's why Bianca called for the disqualification here as well. All Bianca had to do was call for the disqualification, Rhea gets screwed, and Sky remains as Bianca's WrestleMania opponent. So Bianca's character is at a point right now where it's hard to tell if she's being pure and genuine, or does she have a hidden agenda of not wanting to face Rhea Ripley at all. The story has played out in a unique way where you can really make a case in both directions, but ultimately, Bianca's plan to keep Rhea Ripley out of the match will not work out in the end because it does look like this is leaning more towards a triple threat match at WrestleMania. So Bianca's whole goal of trying to face Sky one-on-one will not end up working in the end, and she'll have to now defeat both Rhea and Sky if she intends on walking out of WrestleMania as champion, and also improving her WrestleMania undefeated streak to 5 wins and 0 losses. And on top of that, maybe we also see a payoff for Bianca Belair's attitude and persona, because she's definitely been walking the fine line between heel and babyface. So which side will she land on for good after WrestleMania?
But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.